program. Secondly, I talked about tourism as an area, and environmental protection definitely goes into that for eco-sustainability of the ecology. Sustainable tourism development is very important. And I know probably where the intent of the question will lead. Extraction activities, perhaps mining and the like. There's a big debate because mining, accordance with the several economists and chambers of commerce, is one of the biggest potentials of the Philippines. However, it is such a complex question, not only involving national policy, but ultimately involving local sentiments and policies. And I know for a fact, as a starting point, that if you allow mining in an area where the people don't want it to happen, it is not sustainable on both ends. You have to convince the population in an area that it will be to the ultimate benefit of the area in concern and redounding to national benefits. And there has to be an honest to goodness exit plan that will leave the area in as much the same condition as it was before the mining activity was done. So open pit mining definitely is not, is not really a favored method. You don't want to leave a lake. Probably a tunnel, fine. But the tunneling also must be really safe because of the volcanic nature of certain areas. It may release steam, it may release geothermal gases under, which will lead to an earthquake, which we don't know about.
My question was not really leaning towards mining, but more of it was leading actually to the international environmental treaties. Are you optimistic that the Philippines will be able to meet carbon targets, for example?
Well, yeah, I'm optimistic about it because of the fact that we don't produce even 1% of these greenhouse gases anymore. But it will be an issue if development comes in.
Yes, it will.
It will be a big issue as to sustainable development too, because of the cost of compliance too with these international agreements like the Kyoto Protocol. No? So right now, I think the focus should be on what the other countries are doing to us, and then probably if they own up to their responsibility and put their money where their mouths are, we'll have an easier time complying with development, with keeping in mind our carbon emissions. Kailangan may amelioration sa atin. I mean, it's our right.
Okay, we have only 3 more questions left, so one for Patricia, and then I think Carlo Ople and is coming, Carlo Ople and Sally Santos. So, Patricia, you're next. Mr. Teodoro has an appointment.
Yeah, Secretary, good morning. People say that you actually have a capability of winning. However, most people perceive that even if you win in a clean elections, civil society will not accept it. First question.
Well, then civil society is uncivil if they don't accept the fact that I can win in a clean election.
Yeah, because of course, you know for a fact.
Then that's not civil society anymore. It's uncivil society already.
Yeah, okay. So
I couldn't help it. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I do share the same opinion. But okay, given that, within the first 100 days, what would be your priority measures? What would be the priority programs?
Right.
And also, how would you resolve that situation if it occurs? Because before, if I remember correctly, in 1992, Fidel Ramos, the former president, won as a minority president.
Right.
And there was this political turmoil at that time. Instigated by many defenders, Santiago,
yeah.
Used to be cheated.
Right, right.
So, in the current political situation right now is that the other camps, particularly the
are already conditioning minds of
conditioning
people.
the mindset
Right,
of people that, you know.
Well, the first thing to do really is to try to achieve as much of a political consensus as possible after the election. That's the first thing that you really have to do. Realistically speaking, besides choosing your cabinet, implementing your programs, concentrating on certain issues, you'll have to have that political harmony and try to get at least a bit of civility between those who are contesting an election, if possible. And that goal of political consensus, political harmony, political unity does not stop. It's a going activity, an ongoing activity, not merely for presidential contenders, but in terms of political parties. I think you owe it also to your political party to build that kind of harmony. Now, the programs, as I have been saying, with the several pressing issues facing the Philippines, you cannot afford to concentrate on any single one. There are a lot that you need to implement the first day. For example, basic education reform. We in accordance with the basic education roadmap, which was evolved by a committee, Commission on Basic Education, I think, then headed by Father Benvenido Nebres, who came out with a study. It says that you have to reform your basic education content-wise, curriculum-wise, because your high school graduate is not aligned with an international high school graduate or an ASEAN high school graduate, which will add probably 2 years. 1 year in elementary, 1 year in high school. You have to evolve a preschool program. Preschool program means